Bethany.
I'm Nick.
We're taking the longest fun road to date. We left Thursday after work and are not returning home until Sunday night.
Overlanding has really taught us to just go with the flow the last couple trips. Things happen that you just can't control, but you can keep moving forward.
Like, for example, we were supposed to be backpacking this weekend, but the snow up at sunrise was still way too much, so
Overlanding it is.
Overlanding it is. So check out our adventure. It's been fun already. I'm sure there's more in store.
We hadn't made it very far into our journey at all, just past Greenwater on the way up and over Chinook Pass, when we had to pull off on the side of the road because of this.
Conveniently, we just bought a Conveniently, we just bought a high lift jack mount for the Jeep. So we have it on this trip for the very first time. Well, this is what gave us our flat.
That's what gave us our flat.
Oh man, look at that. Oh, I can't see it.
Yeah.
Shredded the sidewall. All right. Oh God! Trust me, I got the fall on video and my scream.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
I did.
It turns out the reason the high lift jack fell was because the rear tire slid on the muddy shoulder, even though we had blocked all three of the tires in an attempt to prevent this. The objective now was to get the Jeep back up off the ground as it was resting on its axle and get the spare tire on so we could get on our way. We tried using the factory jack, which is a piece of garbage and we're going to have to replace. I went to the campground to try and borrow a jack from someone. While I was gone, Nick was able to get the Jeep back up and the wheel mounted with the combination of the high lift jack and the factory jack.
Quick stop before we head up Chinook Pass. Check the lug nuts. Make sure they're all tight.
We got the spare tire mounted and headed off to find a campground for the night before regrouping in the morning.
We made it to Pleasant Valley Campground on the east side of Chinook Pass. After our fun on the side of the road last night, we went up and over the pass and stopped at the next closest campground that we could find to stay for the night. So we rolled into Pleasant Valley about 9:30, 10 o'clock, and this is where we ended up. It's quite lovely out here. Beautiful sunny day on the east side. So far no rain. Fingers crossed.
We decided to go into town and find a spare and continue our journey as planned.
Our first attempt at getting a new spare, Lead Boys tires and Natchies.
No luck here. Time to move on to the next option.
Our next option, Yakima Tire Center had one. One more stop at the Little Red Schoolhouse for fresh raspberries and cold drinks before we head up into the mountains. our newest lunch invention. It's actually our backpacking standby. Quesadilla pizzas. We got these at the Little Red Schoolhouse local fruit stand. They're delicious. The proprietor was fun. He had no idea that you could go from Natchez to Chelan on mostly dirt. He learned something new. What you doing, honey?
Hopefully tightening the shock here. I can find the right size wrench.
We are hiking to Umptanum Creek Falls.
Somewhere out here in this luscious valley.
It was a desert at first. I also forgot my hiking shoes, so I am hiking in water shoes. Because it's either that or slip-on Vans with no sole left. Oops. I guess I'm not in charge of packing anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's even a swimming hole. Apparently, the tree of names. Looks really weird. Just gonna stop right in front of you now.
Move your poopy butt out of my way.
He's gonna come dart again. Watch him. He's a darter.
He's a sharter, not a darter.
Dinner, our first full day on the trail. Tortellini with pesto chicken done on the barbecue. I know, I'm a spoiled girl. And I love it. 'Cause Nick is a fabulous chef, but I usually get dish duty.
This is the section where we hit snow back in May. Looks nothing like it did. But check out that video from our anniversary weekend adventure. I'm looking at some of these sections in the dry, dusty, thinking, we went up that in snow? I don't know. So we were driving through Wenatchee and pulled off on this little side route that's supposedly part of the BDR, and we found an ice cream truck. So we followed them and flagged them down and bought ice cream. Oh, it doesn't want to track you, it only wants to look at me. It's our first glimpse of Lake Chelan. We still got a lot of road miles before we actually get to it. We're on the BDR between Kashmir and almost to Lake Chelan. There's the lake to the east of us, although we have to travel farther north and meet up with it farther up the lake. We were trying to stop for the night at 7, so just before 7 on this super windy mountaintop at 6,000 feet. We were driving along this road here, about ready to continue on. And we saw this little pull-out, not very used, so we decided to check it out. Down this little pull-out on the top of the mountain, we found this protected campsite. The trees all around are blowing like crazy, but the tent that's on top of the Jeep in the middle is not moving at all. Although we're not going to put the awning out tonight. So here's camp for tonight. There's a makeshift pit toilet in the trees. And off the side this way, we'll get the beautiful sunset. Off the other side, we'll get the morning sunrise over Lake Chelan, which we'll be at tomorrow to put our dirty, tired feet in. We've just gotten to the campsite here, and amazingly I have service up here, which is unusual in these parts, at least for me. And my phone rang, and it was my mom, which is also unusual because usually I call her because she never knows when I'm busy. So I knew something was up. And she let me know that our family dog of 14 and a half years died this afternoon. Feeling a little nostalgic and sad tonight, but I'm in a beautiful place. I'll try and enjoy all the wonder around me. And just know she was very old and struggling a lot, and so she's better off, but that doesn't really make it easier. The weather up here is quite unpredictable. We went from 92 at lunch yesterday to cold and windy last night, back to warm and sunny at our stop at this campsite for breakfast. Well, we're taking the new trail at the end of the Chelan leg of the BDR. It says it's a 4-wheel drive trail, so we'll see what fun we have. one of only 2 four-wheel drive sections on the whole BDR, the other one being by Bethel Ridge. So we are going to check it out, see what it's like, and it's called The Jungle. So be prepared for some jungle action. It's a viewpoint from the jungle trail on the BDR. You are right on top of the lake, just running along the edge. Look back up the trail. We decided that four-wheel drive means narrow more than anything else, because there's lots of branches slapping us on the way down. That log on the hairpin turn gave the tire, not the spare tire that's on the other side, just a little bit of love all the way around. We made it to the shores of Lake Chelan on the BDR. We are at Intiat Lake City Park. Got our lunch setup going on. Into the shade, as you can see. Barbecuing some brats. Then we're gonna go down and touch the lake.